Hey there, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Catalyst Conversations. I'm your host, Hadriana Leo. And today I'd like to share with you the most important financial task you need to undertake before January 1. And no, it's not a budget. No, it's not a budget. Um, Imagine this with me. Imagine you're getting ready to go off on a holiday. And if you're like me, the day before, you are packing all of your holiday wear into your suitcase. Um, okay, so you're stuffing the suitcase full of all the new pieces you got for the holiday. You're putting in all of the dinnerware, the loungewear, the swimwear, and all the rest. Um, Except that you're stuffing all of these new things into a suitcase that's full of dirty laundry from your last trip. Yeah, it's heavy. It'll definitely be heavier than what you were expecting because you're carrying all of the old stuff from before. It's also messy, probably a little stinky because everything in there is unwashed, it hasn't been sorted. And in truth, it probably feels a little bit cumbersome and probably impossible. Imagine, in fact, we wouldn't do that. So I don't even know why I'm asking you to imagine it because that's not something you would do. But that's what most of us do when it comes to our finances and January, that new year. We try to cram our new goals on top of last year's unresolved, unwashed, undealt with baggage. We try to put a brand new perspective on the guilt. We try to roll in with, oh, I'm going to have the best financial year, but we have not dealt with the missed opportunities. We roll in with the New Year's resolutions and say, this year, I'm going to be really disciplined with my spending. I'm not going to spend emotionally. I'm going to put all of these in place, but we don't deal with the frustrations that set last year up to be the year that it was. We try to bring in new, fresh things and put it on top of the frustrations, the guilt, the shame, and all the missed opportunities. And then we end up with a bag that is just full of mess. Everything starts to smell bad because the perfume, the frustrations, all of that from the year before is coming along with us. You ever wonder why the new budget that you set every year falls apart? You ever wonder why the goals that you create never seem to get achieved? You ever wonder why the way you feel around money keeps being the same no matter how many affirmations and mantras you repeat in front of the mirror? Well, it's because the mess is still there. It's because the frustrations have not been dealt with. It's because the shame is still pervading our experience with money. And we are getting results that show and smell like that is the situation. Well, instead of jumping into January with a brand spanking new spreadsheet with numbers that are all over the place, that's just, this is how I'm going to do it, come hell or high water, I'd like you instead to complete an exercise with me that you can do to help your wealth journey so that when you come to the end of next year, you will not be looking at the failures that you've had, but you will be able to do this exercise again and find all the places and spaces where you've grown, where you have achieved your goals, and where you have realized the best things about your wealth, your wealthy living. The exercise that I'd like to go through with you is not going to be about judging your past mistakes. It's in the past. It's not going to be about beating yourself on the head because of all the missteps you've made prior to today, where you are now when you're listening to this. This exercise is about honoring your journey. It's about extracting the wisdom that you've learned along the way. And it's about letting go of the emotional weight that you are carrying when it as it relates to your money, so that you can move forward with clarity, with energy, with ease. This exercise is called our financial reflection and release. So it's simple, it's three simple steps. And I'd invite you to do it not just in January, but to set regular timelines throughout the year when you can do this exercise. Quarterly, if that's a cycle that works for you, monthly, if that's a cycle that works for you, but definitely before you start anything new with your finances, I recommend doing this exercise. Very simple, very powerful. It starts with you and a journal page, a cup of tea if you like. I never say no to a good cup of tea, a glass of water, a glass of wine. I don't know, whatever is going to help you relax and ease into this exercise. So, step one, and this might actually be the hardest thing for you because we are so programmed against this activity. But I would love for you, as the first step, to acknowledge your wins. Do not rush past this step. Acknowledge the places and spaces where you have had financial victory. Don't look at anything that's gone wrong. We'll deal with that in time. But I want you to find at least three things that went right for you and your money this year. Did you pay something off? Did you start a savings habit? Did you start a savings account? Did you open something? Did you say no to an expense that wasn't in alignment for you? We start this exercise by celebrating our wins. So acknowledge those wins. I know for a fact that whoever you are and wherever you are, whatever stage of wealth you're at, you can find three financial wins. You can find more. But I'm telling you, do not go any further until you find three financial wins. Okay, step two. I'd like you to identify the lessons you've learned. And I'm being very specific here to not ask you to find failures, because the connotation here sets you up to identify yourself as a failure. But any inventor will tell you that they did not fail, they learned. They figured out what didn't work, they iterated around it, and then they came again until they came to the point where they found their invention to be good, solid, and then they brought it to market. Some of these inventions have saved lives. And it's because the inventors did not look at themselves as constantly failing, but they looked at everything that didn't work as an opportunity to learn. So, Identify the lessons that you've learned, the opportunities you've had to look and explore what was not working in your finances, and write them down. Write them down. Don't call them failures. Instead, ask this one question: what did this experience teach me? Maybe you learned that your system was not set up properly. Maybe you learned that the timing was off. Maybe you learned that it's actually not what you really wanted to do. So you're like, I'm not doing that anymore because it was not in alignment. Maybe you learned the lesson of saying no. Whatever that lesson is, what did you learn? Um, a lesson is wisdom. And instead of seeing it as failure, wisdom shows you this is where the issue was. And wisdom says this is what we can do about it. So a failure is just a dead end. Apply wisdom and discernment to your past financial experiences, and there you have wisdom, lessons, opportunities to grow. So take that step number 2, find the lessons. And finally, step 3, it's time for the release. This is really important. In fact, every step is vitally important. But step 3 is where you're going to write down all the financial baggage from this year. The times when you felt so ashamed. Maybe you went to pay for your groceries and it came back saying declined. Maybe you felt that you should have been able to do things differently and you didn't. The times when you were worried, the times when you took things on yourself that really were out of your control. Acknowledge the baggage. Acknowledge the financial less than stellar situations. Acknowledge the things you've said to yourself about yourself that were not true. Acknowledge all the times when you wished things were different, but they aren't. Acknowledge all the financial baggage that you have carried this past year. And then I want you to let it go. Let them go. Let it go. Let it go. Release. Breathe it out and let it go. You've written these things down, and I often ask my clients, now that you've written it down, go burn it safely. Put it in the sink, put it in a metal bin, burn it. Or maybe you can shred it. Maybe you can crumple it. Or you can maybe just put a big line across it that says released, or I let go, or you are no more, or neutralized, be gone. Um, Let it go. This is your symbolic act of leaving last year's financial weight behind. This is you saying, I can start fresh. This is you clearing the board, properly clearing the board. This is you going into the new year with a clean financial slate. No, you don't magically erase or delete your debts. And no, it doesn't miraculously all of your savings goals met. But you can certainly create a clean and fresh environment in which to achieve, set up and achieve your financial goals in the new year. So, there's only one thing I really want you to do in this episode. Once you've done the 3 steps, I just want to give you the gift of a clean slate. Gift yourself a clean slate. Do the exercise and then allow yourself to rest. That's it. That's all. Just rest. Do the work of first acknowledging your wins, identifying the lessons, and then releasing the mess, releasing the baggage. And once you've done that, rest. That's it. That's all. When you're ready, I'll be here. In January, we're starting a Catalyst Conversations, a Catalyst group where we're going to be taking a group of like-minded women through and really creating the spark that they're looking for to get their wealth on track, to refine that journey and make it all them, to bring that clarity, confidence, and control to their finances so they can be wealthy, they can be well. I'd love for you to be part of that journey with us. I'd love for you to join me. So think about what that would mean, what difference that could make to your finances, and how you can bring a strategic, wholesome, holistic approach to your finances in the new year. I wish for you to be well and that you can finish this year giving yourself grace. And until next time, take care.